What's up, y'all? So this is the vlog for today, or the video, and we just want to come to you guys with we just want to make a video of self-reflection. We're two men that are in our 30s. We're 30 years old, and we just want to use some self-reflection and just document this so we can have some evidence on camera of what our answers are. So when we come back a year from now, we can say, "You made this video a year from now where we are." So I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Amari.
Julio.
We just finished working out. That's how we're getting down in front of the garage. So we just did 10 questions on ChatGPT. The top 10 deep dive questions for us, right?
Hey, send it to me so I can read the script too.
Send it to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they had ChatGPT when we was in school,
They did have ChatGPT.
ain't nobody know about it.
Look over your neighbor stuff.
This how the ChatGPT. This was A. Number 2 is B. 3 is 4 is D.
All right, ready? All right, question number 1. So I'm gonna answer and then he gonna answer, and our answers don't have to be long. They can be like minutes, 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes. What's one painful lesson from the past few years that shaped who you are today, and how did it push you to grow? One painful lesson for me is, I feel like, just looking back, one painful lesson for me was not being all the way obedient to the people that God has put in authority over me. Being obedient too late. And I've realized that a lot of times when you're obedient too late, what happens when you're like, I guess, disobedient at that point, it push you behind. And also just when you're focused on other things that don't matter, the stuff that's not your purpose, then be delayed. And so that's something that's been painful, or that was painful, that has shaped me, and it just taught me, Amari, like, if you're asked to do something and it's alignment with what God is calling you to do, then just do it. You don't have to know how, you just start.
I don't know. With me, I can relate to that as well. I had some previous past hiccups to where I was disobedient, and of course we all, what does it say? You can choose your doing, but you can't choose your consequences or whatever.
That's good.
So I was disobedient, didn't want to listen to my mom, thought I could do it my way, which ended up in the long term being a harder way. Should have just listened to her, talked to God. Certain obstacles happen in life when you don't listen to your elders or your parents. That's part of the 10 Commandments too. So
It is. All right, question number 2. When you picture your highest self, mentally, spiritually, and financially, what does your daily life actually look like? And it says, walk us through a day in that future version of you. You want to go first? Or you want to go?
when you picture your highest self, mentally, spiritually, and financially, what does your daily life actually look like? Let's do a daily life. So what I normally do on a daily basis.
So it's not. So it's like when we look at the highest version of ourselves, the future us. What would that person be doing every single day?
Oh, well, me and my situation, my story.
So to me, right?
Yeah, you do it for you. I'll pick it up.
So when I picture my highest self, that means that every day I'm waking up early, 3, 4 a.m. to spend alone time with God, write in my journal, read the Bible, pray, worship, just spend my alone time while it's quiet. I believe that a lot of times when we wake up earlier or go to bed a little later, it's quiet because there's no phone calls, there's no people trying to get you to do stuff, there's none of that stuff. It's just yourself, God, your thoughts, and just channeling yourself. And then it's just having a daily schedule. So you're just having a schedule of, hey, I gotta do this at that time, and having as little idle time as possible. And I'm not saying recreational time, because recreational time could be intentional, but having idle time, so not having idle time so I don't get distracted from my purpose. And I believe my purpose is to bring people close to the feet of Jesus, but throughout that purpose, you have different vehicles that you're doing in business, mentally, spiritually, socially, that you have allotted. And so that's it, just having a daily schedule, praying 2 or 3 times a day, writing down my goals every day, affirming myself, and then also saying no to things, saying no to more things. What about you?
with me, I see my future self. I'm a guy that plays with cameras. I'm the guy that's behind the cameras, creating memories, creating dreams, bringing people's visions to life. So that's where I keep myself at in the future, in the near future. But with that comes with a lot of dedication, of course, keeping God first in everything that you do, always keeping Him in your routines. And yeah. Staying level-headed, positive, consistent, working out.
Or do some type of exercise every day.
Some type of physical activity. Just get out there and just doing it. The hardest part is getting started. I'm a walking testimony of that. Getting started, my biggest thing is consistency. Once I get that down pat, I feel like things will start flowing, getting in order. Being consistent with God, that's first things first. I know I've been personally not distant, but things been happening, but once you get everything back in order, everything gonna all work out. I thought that was trash, but
that was good. What's something you've been running from emotionally that you now feel ready to face in 2025? I think for me is just my past mistakes, being shameful of those things, and not confronting them. But now I'm doing way better at getting over those things, those mistakes that I know I could have controlled, and I could have been in a better position than I am now. Which I'm not in a bad position. There's people all across the world that will want to trade places with me, and I'm saying that not cocky. I'm saying that as I'm grateful for where I am, and so just confronting the AC version of me, or the BC version of me. Now that I'm in the AC version of me, but I got a question for you.
What's that?
If you didn't make $1 million this year, but became the person capable of making it, would that be enough? Why not?
If I didn't, repeat that one more time.
Number 4.
If you didn't make $1 million this year, but became the person capable of making it. Nah, it wouldn't be enough. It'd be a start to getting on that road to making $1 million, because it's not gonna happen overnight. You gotta just keep putting in that work every day. Like I said before, you gotta be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that makes you happy. You just gotta be consistent. I feel like my answer is not.
Bro, that's good. Don't do that. We're not doing that on this camera. They're good enough. They're your answers. That's it. And if you want to get more specific, let's see.
How you healing your inner child while building up the man you are today?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
How am I healing my inner child? You know, I didn't really grow up with my dad, or with like my dad around and whatnot. So I think that kind of my mother did a great job with me, number one. But number two, it's like having a father in your life, somebody that can guide you and teach you some of the things that a mother really couldn't teach you. Mm-hmm. You think that I'm healing from that, but then also you also look at the type of man I want to become. You know, the type of man that I need to become in order to lead a family. And I look at that and I say, what does the Bible say? What are the principles in the Bible as a man that's telling me, and I'm doing my best at this moment to try to follow those principles so I can eventually practice the promise. So you can't really choose the family you come from. You can't really choose the mother you have, the father you have, the immediate family that you're in. But as you get older, you can start to choose your habits. And then you can start to choose the environment that you put yourself in, right? Family is family, but the higher level that you want to get to, the better environment you have to put yourself in. And before it happens physically, it happens spiritually, it happens mentally, what you listen to, what you read, what you're consuming on a daily basis. And those things matter, and that's how I continue to heal inner child. What does brotherhood, friendship mean to you? And how does this relationship with each other change or sharpen you?
You can start with us too. I known this guy since
Babies.
Since '94.
Ooh.
Way back, Spirit of Christ Day. Shout out to Spirit of
Christ.
Pastor Lamb. But brotherhood is just like I'm gonna use us for example. Whenever I need something, I know I can always call the prophet, be the prophet himself. He will always come through, whether it's good or bad. He always gonna drop that knowledge, lead me in the right direction. And like friendship, once you like become family, throughout time you build, you grow, you learn from each other, you keep each other up, keep each other going. Everybody know if you know this guy, he always gonna have that good energy, so you can never be around him upset, disappointed. He gonna always put a smile on your face. I can say the same. He can say the same for me. I don't care if he mad, I'm gonna put a smile on his face.
He's stupid. Alright, so then let's do this one. What are the habits and mindsets from your past that you refuse to bring into this next chapter of your life? That's a good one. You first.
Me, I used to have a bad habit. I had a lot of bad habits, but in time.
What's one thing that you won't bring in this next season with you? Like a habit. Or
being lazy, like you being lazy, you get nothing done. Obviously, time just sit there and pass you by. But the moment you get that discerned spirit up out you and go out and be great and be active and chase what it is, chase whatever it is that you pursuing in life, you'll go back and tell yourself like, it's all it took. I should have done this a long time ago, and you'll go back and see how far you done came. Even though you tell yourself you should have been started this, but it's a time for everything.
Yeah. For me, the habits and mindsets that I'm leaving back is one, trying to be a people pleaser. I believe that before you fill other people's cup, you have to fill your own cup. So making sure that I'm full, I'm restored, I'm me, because if I don't focus on me and if I don't get myself right, I can't help everybody else. In the Bible, Jesus had to go into his quiet place. He had to go and get the word from the Lord. He had to go and he waited 30 years in order to be able to do a 3-year ministry. Just think about that. It's about being patient, while also being patient on the macro side, but also doing the things every day on the micro side. So the habits are just, more, or saying yes to everybody. That's what I'm going to leave in the past. And then also not being indecisive. I want to be very decisive. And decisiveness comes with not knowing that it's going to work, but knowing that this is what you're called to do. No matter what or how long it takes. You just trust in the process. The results are going to come, right? Good results and or bad results are going to come. The results that you want, or even if you underachieve, those results are going to come. Results are a thing. It's going to happen. But I think when we focus on the process and just focus on being the best that we can while we're doing the thing that we are doing, while we can do it, in the time frame that we have to do it, then we will all be better. Because imagine if we all just took, and I'm talking to myself as well, we all just took advantage of the opportunities in the lifetime of the opportunities. How much further would we be? How much further would we be in life? And so just saying yes to a lot of things, I'm going to leave that in the past, and being indecisive and not moving on something that I've been called to do. Like, for example, my word of the year is move. And it's like, I hear something, I'm going to execute and move into it, or move on that idea, or I'm going to quickly move on from that idea. So first, I can go into the next thing, and then number two, somebody else that is destined to be in that position can fill that gap. Because you don't want to delay your process, but also you don't want to delay other people's process. Israelites didn't listen in the desert. An 11-day trip took 40 years. So that disobedience didn't only stop Moses from getting into the promised land, it caused a whole generation of people to die that could have had access to the promised land in a week. And it delayed the process that was supposed to take 40 years shorter. So yeah.
All that comes to say, that's when John 13:7 comes into play.
Talk about it. What's the verse say?
John 13:7. It's my favorite verse. You may not know now what I'm doing, but you will later understand. You just let that sink in. You may not.
Your system.
Yeah, let it marinate. John 13:7. You may not understand what I'm doing now, but later on you will understand. So like that to me, like whatever you're doing in life, just keep going. You never know Whatever, if you a content creator, just keep posting. If you're an athlete, just keep hooping, keep getting on that field, keep putting in that work. It's gonna pay off one day. I know y'all just seen the recent draft. It's gonna, all them boys worked hard. It's gonna pay off one day.
100%. All right, last question.
I'm actually number 10.
Go ahead.
In 10 years from now, when you look back in 2025, so 10 years from now, 2035,
2025.
10 years from now, what do you think, what do you want this year to mean to you in your story?
So this year to be a turning point, right? Where no longer am I, this to be the year 10 years from now that I look back and I say, this was the video, this was the time, this was the year when I finally got everything figured out and I trusted God fully, and where I got called into my purpose and I pursued that, and all the abundance came. This is a turning point of me eventually having a wife. It's a turning point of me of, making parents, prouder. The turning point of me living my purpose and doing the things that I was called to do in a full capacity. And so that's just what it is. Yeah, I finally made a decision just to go all out and go all in, because, I listened to something earlier this I think, and this is a model that I'm starting to adapt. It's like, for us to think that we have time, if we believe in Christianity, if we believe in Jesus, that's an insult to God. Because back in the Old Testament, it was, God would just strike people down. Like, he turned Lot into a pillar of salt. It was salt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she did one disobedience, she looked back, turned, she was dead. And every day that we have is a gift. And for us to think that we have another day to do the thing that we were called to do, in the 7 areas of our life, that's an insult to God. And so, in order not to be an insult to God, you want to take advantage and do the things. It's like everything you can, and you do everything you can.
Bless
you. Thank you. You do everything you can while you can do everything you can. Because one day, you won't be able to do everything you can. And you would have wished that you could do everything, that you wish you did everything you could.
And then you want to avoid living in regret.
Exactly. When you look back, or when you look, so 10 years from now, when you look back at this moment,
I want to say I'm be like I started, like I said before, I love to be behind the camera, creating content, bringing people's visions to life. Well, me, I'm a shy person, but when it comes, I just want to say I'll be happy that I listened, I prayed about it, and I just went out and did it. It's nothing but to do it.
And that's it. So we signing out. Holla.